If you're watching this video, you've got about half a year left until you're finished with college applications, which also means that you only have half a year left to work on your college applications. Hi there, welcome to Lordric's Room. My name is Lordric. As the current school year is starting to come to a close, those of you who are currently juniors in high school are about to become seniors, which means that your time in high school is slowly coming to a close. I'm sure you guys have been working really hard through these pretty strange past 2 years, and you might have heard people say that junior year is the most important year of high school, and I would agree that junior year is the most important year, at least until senior year comes. Even though there are only really a few months of senior year that ultimately count towards your college applications, this last sprint is arguably the most important part of your entire high school career, at least when it comes to college. And so for those of you who are current rising seniors, you may be a bit stressed, maybe very stressed about senior year. So as someone who has already gone through all that, let me give you guys some tips to help get you through this last sprint of high school without tumbling down. Obviously, the first half of senior year is the only thing that really matters, because once you're done with all your college application related stuff, you're basically done. So I'll just cover that first half of senior year. As you might have been able to guess, one of the most important things taking place from right now until the end of the calendar year is college application season. A lot of times people won't actually start working on their applications until senior year officially starts, but there are a number of things you can start doing right now once you finish watching this video and right after you smash that like button. One thing you can start right now is working on your college list. You might already have a general idea of what colleges you might be interested in, and now is a good time to actually start fully fleshing out and narrowing your list. If you're applying through the Common App, you're limited to 20 schools, but if you're also applying to places outside the Common App like MIT and the UC schools, you'll have a higher maximum number of schools that you are allowed to apply to. I've already made a video previously about how to go about narrowing your college list and what factors you might want to consider when choosing where to apply, so I'll link that in the corner and also in the description so you can check that out. A lot of colleges also have essay prompts that ask you what you like about them, so if you're going to be applying to like 20 plus schools, you should start doing your research now so that you don't end up scrambling through a school's website on January 1st at 10:34 p.m. trying to find something unique to write about them before your application is due in less than 2 hours. Definitely not speaking from experience. If I had spent some more time researching schools, I probably would have changed my college list a little bit and switched out some schools here and there. So it's important to make sure that you've looked at a wide range of schools so that you can be sure of your final college list. Another thing you can start on around this time is asking for recommendation letters from your teachers or whoever else. Most schools will ask you for 2 recommendation letters, so you should start asking teachers who might be able to write good letters of recommendation for you now, because if you wait too long, they may not have enough time to write one for you later, or at that point they might have been asked by too many people already. You know what they say, early bird gets the worm. And I also have a video on asking for recommendation letters, and I'll also have that linked on screen somewhere and down below. I know that it's a lot harder for you guys to ask for recommendation letters because you may have only met your teachers through Zoom, so you might feel like they have nothing worthwhile to say about you, but just know that you're not alone in this situation and that juniors across the country and around the world are likely also in a similar predicament. Colleges know that the past 2 years have been really weird and really hard on prospective applicants, so they'll be understanding if your rec letters aren't as good as they would have been in previous years. So don't worry about all that and just ask a couple teachers who you think would best be able to talk about your strengths as a student and as a person. Even if it's not to the standard that you might have liked, you still have to make do with what you have. It's unfortunate that you might not have been able to develop really close bonds with your teachers like you might have wanted, but at this point we just gotta face forward. One more thing that you can start working on right now is your Common App essay, even if that's just brainstorming for now. A lot of people I know started working on their personal statements at the end of junior year / the following summer, although I do know of some people who started even earlier. I myself didn't start working on my essay until like September or October of senior year, so you do have quite some time. Writing isn't an easy process by any means, and for most students, the Common App essay presents unique challenges because it's unlike the kinds of essays you're used to writing for your English or history classes. For you guys, I would recommend to start brainstorming now and then begin drafting this summer so that you can spend that first half of senior year just revising that essay. You're gonna go through many drafts of this essay, so the earlier you start, the better. And especially if you're gonna be applying to a lot of schools, you're gonna have a lot of supplemental essays to write. So if you can already have a good portion of your Common App essay started, that'll give you a lot more time and energy that you can devote to your supplemental essays. The prompts that each school has usually stay the same from year to year, but there are always some changes, so I would recommend waiting until around the start of senior year when colleges officially release their prompts before you actually start working on them. You know, it would kind of stink if you started working on a supplemental essay only to find out a week later that that prompt isn't being used anymore. So for now, I'd recommend just focusing all your attention onto the Common App essay. And besides all your college application stuff, it's really important that you are able to stay strong through these last few months of high school. You know, this means making sure your grades are at least consistent with your past performance. Colleges will still look at your grades from the first semester of senior year, so please make sure not to let senioritis hit until after first semester. Nothing's gonna hurt your transcript more than having straight A's for your first 3 years and then having nothing but C's for your senior year grades. And if you're in the running for valedictorian or some other kind of notable distinction, you might even wanna up your course load to help bring up your GPA in senior year. For my first semester of senior year, I was taking like 9 classes, 6 of which were AP classes, and at the time it was very not fun and I very much regretted it, but look at where it got me. Something else you'll want to keep up with are your extracurricular activities, because for whatever things you've been doing these past 3 years, now is a good chance to snag some leadership positions in those activities. It would look kind of sus if you've been doing some activity for 3 years and then suddenly drop off senior year, so you might as well just stick with them if you're going to be writing about them in your college applications. And if you want, you can also get more involved with more activities or even start personal passion projects of your own. Even though you'll only have a few months of those activities to show for, that is enough time to produce some solid results. Like, I only started high school quiz show in my senior year, and that ended up playing a noticeable role in my applications. You know what they say, the best time to start was yesterday, but the next best time to start is right now. So it's never too late to try something new. But above all else, I want to ask you guys to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves both physically and mentally. You know, college application season is a very stressful time under normal circumstances, not to mention the various ongoing major global events that are happening right now that only add to that stress. Speaking from experience, my first semester of senior year was pretty rough, so I hope that you guys make sure to really take care of yourselves. And then, once you're done with your applications, you'll have plenty of time to kick back and relax. You guys are now approaching the final stretch of this race that you've been running for the past 4 years, so make sure that you guys can really finish strong. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!